To come on the national desk, Chinese influence. Parents Defending Education President Nicole Neily joining us live to discuss concerns over funds connected to China being funneled into a top public U.S. high school. She's up next. It is often ranked among top American public high schools, but now a wave of controversy surrounds Thomas Jefferson High School in Virginia. Reports show the school received hundreds of thousands of dollars from entities linked to the Chinese Communist Party. Parents Defending Education is calling on the state's governor and attorney general to investigate. And president of the organization, Nicole Neily, joins us this morning with more on this. Nicole, good morning to you. Thanks for joining us. Clearly, Virginia taxpayers deserve some answers. Now, the county defended the foreign funding as not unusual. What did your investigation uncover?
Well, we consider it very unusual. As you said, there were 3 entities linked to the Chinese Communist Party and the Chinese military that had donated over $1 million to the Thomas Jefferson High School for Science and Technology. And it raises questions about he who pays the piper calls the tune. What did they get in exchange for this? In talking to previous PTA presidents, it sounds like they were basically able to come in and look under the hood. They had access to floor plans, lesson plans, things like that. And then they were able to go back overseas and replicate that model. And so now we have basically the mirror image STEM schools in China doing exactly what TJ is doing. And yet we now see TJ mired in equity fights, unable to compete against its overseas competitors. And so I think I'm glad that the governor, we sent letters to him and the attorney general asking him to please figure out what the heck is going on.
Yeah, we're going to keep a close eye on that as well. Also, this week, your organization released a list of nearly 200 school districts that have what's called parental exclusion policies. Explain what that means and why this is so troubling.
Sure. Parental exclusion policies are policies that deliberately withhold information from parents. In this case, it's usually regarding gender identity. And this is concerning because we think about this in the context of the fact that parents have to sign a permission slip for kids to have access to an aspirin, go on a field trip, even have sunscreen at school. Yet now they're encouraging students to lead double lives and keeping really important information that could impact a child's mental health from their families.
Give us an example, some specific examples of some of those districts and what their policies state.
Sure. Interestingly, in Idaho, we found 11 districts that had the exact same wording across the country or across the state that seems to have been written by the State School Board Association. For example, in Jerome, Idaho, their policy says school employees should not disclose a student's transgender status or sexual orientation to other individuals, regardless of setting, including school personnel, or in the case of middle school, junior high, and high school students, the student's parents or guardians. And so again, that's really important information that most families would like to know, yet are being intentionally, it's being intentionally withheld from them.
Yeah, so why would the school districts intentionally hide this information from parents? And are parents even aware of these policies?
It is ostensibly being done in the name of safety. These districts are implying that families would not be safe, would not be loving, would not be supportive of their child if their child's gender identity would be disclosed to them, which frankly, in most cases, could not be further from the truth. Families want to be supportive, they want to be loving, and they want to be involved in their children's lives. And so for schools to imply this is frightening. What we worry about is that most families have no idea that these policies are on the books at all. And so that's why we wanted to put this all in one place where parents could check and see if their district was on this list at all, and if not, then maybe to dig and let us know so that we can publicize it further.
Yeah, and this is happening across the country. You mentioned Idaho. It's happening in red and blue states and districts. So what are you hearing from parents, and what are the parents' rights?
Sure. Parents are absolutely horrified by this because they would never think that their school would go behind their back and say, you know what, you're not safe with mom and dad, but you're safe with us. I mean, it's a math teacher. It's a superintendent. It's not the person who gave birth to you, who loved you. So parents are horrified, rightfully so. And so we're encouraging everybody to do a little bit of digging, figure out what is going on, and then go and speak up to your school. Tell your superintendent, tell your principal, I don't like this. This undermines my parental rights. The Supreme Court has very clearly recognized a parent's right to raise their children as they see fit. It extends to medical coverage, extends to other important decisions. And so we believe this is a violation of parents' 14th Amendment rights.
President of Parents Defending Education, Nicole Neily, we appreciate you joining us this morning. Have a great weekend.
You too.